Welcome back to our show, Authors and Artists. I'm your host today, Mike Briggs, sitting in for Carol Love Forbes, who's usually sitting in this chair on Thursdays at 11 a.m. And I get to meet artists, authors, and different creative people today and talk to them, mostly from Fresno, throughout the valley. But we've been interviewing more and more people from throughout the world. And it's pretty exciting to do so. Today, we're bringing in an author all the way from Fresno, California, our hometown, Hazel Dixon-Cooper. Welcome, Hazel.
Thank you, Mike. It's wonderful to be here with you today.
Now, the name of your book is fascinating to me, Confessions of a Fat Cosmo Girl. And tell us a little bit about that. The title's intriguing, makes you want to pick it up and read it, right?
Yes, I hope so. It's how Confessions of a Fat Cosmo Girl, how I lost 122 pounds and kept it off, and how you can too.
Okay.
I had been the Cosmopolitan Bedside Astrologer column writer for about 8 years. And when I first got that job, I was probably 50 pounds overweight at that time. And as the years went on, and I wrote more books, and I was working a full-time job, and I was eating my stress, and I just kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter until I realized that one of the reasons, and I went to every weight loss program in the country. I tried Weight Watchers, I tried LA Weight Loss, I tried Atkins and Slim Fast and South Beach, and all of these diet programs, and nothing worked. Nothing worked for me because I was food addicted, is what I call it. And I know there's some controversy about that, but you do get a sugar addiction. Mm-hmm. It presses the same, sugar causes the same pleasure centers in your brain to activate as cocaine does. And it's just about as hard an addiction to break. But when I finally realized that the food industry and the weight loss industry especially does nothing to help you permanently lose weight, I dumped all of that and gradually started changing my life to, I moved to a total plant-based diet, but that's the main thing is that the weight loss industry thrives on repeat business. They want you to keep coming back because you keep coming back, you keep paying your money. They keep saying you can eat anything you want, you can eat anything you want and still lose weight. Well, sure you can. You can eat Snickers bars all day, and if you stayed under a calorie limit for your age, your weight, and your size, you'd lose weight. You wouldn't be taught how to eat properly and how to get healthy. So the book is about my journey through that and how that there's nothing that anybody who is overweight has done that I haven't done. And there's probably a lot more that I have done in sneaking and lying about the food I've eaten and hiding food and hiding candy and not sharing with anyone, those kind of things. And that's what I tell people in the book. And I also tell them about just exactly what the weight loss industry does for us, which is nothing, what the food industry does for us, which is nothing but feed us chemicals and preservatives and sugar, hidden sugars, salt, and how to get yourself back on track at any age, especially adults,
well, let me ask
adult
you this.
obesity.
Because we're learning a lot about addiction now that people are hooked on opioids, meth, and alcohol. And we've always learned the only way to get over an addiction is to stop forever. But what about a food addiction? Everybody has to have food. How do you get over a food addiction?
You do have to have food, and that's a great question, Mike. You do have to have food. You do have to eat, but what we eat, we can survive on probably a third of the calories that the average American eats every day. I had a physician tell me, what you can eat, make every bite count, make every mouthful of food that goes in your mouth count. And the one easy way to start with that is to cut out soda or bottled drinks, flavored waters, sports drinks, anything but coffee, tea, and water. Cut that out of your life right now, because even the artificial sweeteners in it, if you drink 1 can of diet soda a day and do nothing else, you'll gain 5 to 7 pounds a year.
Wow.
If you stop that, you'll lose 5 to 7 pounds a year, and you will also help protect yourself from cancers. There's diet drinks and sugar-filled sodas are linked to several different kinds of cancers, heart disease, diabetes. The list goes on and on and on because of the preservatives and the chemicals. And you're really getting nothing but flavored water and salt. Once you drink a Pepsi, a Diet Pepsi, or a Diet Coke, or diet whatever the diet thing is, and you want another one, it doesn't quench your thirst because there's salt in it. There's sodium in it.
So they're setting you up to want more. They set you up to be thirsty.
Exactly. Boy. They're playing to our addiction to sugar and salt and fat. And they know what they're doing. And fast food, drive by the fast food, drive by the drive-thrus. Fast foods even, and I eat plant-based now. I don't eat any dairy or meats or anything like that. So Beyond Burgers are all hot now. Everybody loves Beyond Burger, and they have them at Carl's Jr., and they have them at various different fast food places. But Beyond Burger, as a healthy alternative, is very heavily processed, and about the only thing you're going to really health benefit is that it doesn't have any cholesterol in it. So those would be a treat that you would eat, rarely. You wouldn't eat a Beyond Burger every day.
Cheat day or something like that.
Yeah, well, I don't believe in cheat days.
Okay,
cheat days put you back to square one. Okay. Cheat days is I've been good all week and now I'm going to eat whatever I want, and you're back to square one. You're not getting over that. You're not getting over the craving for the sugar, the craving for the fat.
Step one, get over the sodas. Just cut that out.
Step one, get over the sodas.
I did that myself, and it wasn't that hard. I don't even crave them anymore. Step two, skip the fast food. Drive past the
fast foods. And I talk to people all the time because they say, well, I can't go to a plant-based diet because it costs too much to eat vegan and to eat organic food. But if you're going through the drive-through and spending $10 or $15 a pop 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to save money on your groceries. I saved money on mine when I changed. And do that. And then number 3, which is extremely important, is read the labels on the processed foods that you buy at the grocery store. And try to get away from buying those processed foods. But read the labels. You'll be surprised. Sugar. There are sugars in bread, in pasta sauce, in every box dinner that you can get, every frozen dinner that you can get, even things like Healthy Choice and Weight Watchers and Lean Cuisine. Those things are full of sodium.
Yeah.
Their fat content is too high. They've got all kinds of preservatives in them. And those kind of chemicals, when you eat that stuff, your body is not only getting an overload of calories, but you're also filling your body with toxins that your body is trying to clean out of itself while not giving the nourishment it needs to live.
So it sounds like you should control your food. You should go to the store and buy your food, and you should prepare your own instead of buying pre-prepared food. That sounds like the only way to control it.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of control. And fresh food, fresh vegetables. I have always been what I'm saying is not. I'm not a really. I have a friend who loves to cook. She loves to cook. You can't go in her house without being offered food. I'm not like that. I cook to eat, and it's like if I cook a big pot of soup, or if I make beans, or if I make whatever, I can eat on that for a couple of days with some salad and vegetables. But when you learn how to cook nutritious vegetables and fruit, for example, I thought I hated Brussels sprouts until I had them roasted. My friend roasted them one time.
Yeah.
I love them now, and I do them different ways, and I learned how to do simple things. It's a simple process, and the best way to do it is to be consistent about it. Don't try to trash bag your freezer and your pantry and your refrigerator, but stop buying the things that are unhealthy for you. Stop eating the things that are unhealthy for you and gradually replace those. It took me about 3 years to get all that weight off, but it was the first time in probably 20 years that I succeeded in getting all the weight off, and I've kept it off for almost 5 years now.
And I've never met a person who got it off fast that kept it off for very long.
It's a 95% failure rate. They say that, everybody is going to lose 14 pounds. You can see it on TV. You can see it on their websites for all Nutrisystems, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers.
Right.
Lose 14 pounds in 10 days. Do this, do that, and they all come back. The National Institute of Health says that a successful diet is when you keep at least 10% of your weight off for 1 year.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what they all advertise.
So there's no shame in taking a couple of years to get to your goal.
It's not, because if you want to stay that way, and then within 5 years, 95% of the people who have lost that initial 10% or more on these programs have gained all their weight back, and probably more, because that yo-yo always swings out farther. You gain more and you lose less each time. It's like the spikes go up.
It's actually working the opposite. Let me ask you this. I've been thinking about this a lot, is eating with a purpose. Like, why am I even eating? My body isn't starving for nutrients. And so I'm thinking about, instead of eating to swallow food, I just chew a little more and relax and enjoy. And I find I eat way less that way.
That's right. We eat for emotional reasons. We eat because we're bored. We eat because we're sad or happy or stressed. And, stress eating is a huge thing in this country. I'm a stress eater. But I eat for every reason like that I can. And so you have to learn. And I say it in my book, too. You need to learn, and I have some exercises in here that you can do for yourself, mental exercises. You have to learn when your body is hungry. It tells you, your stomach growls. Yeah. Your stomach growls when it's hungry, or you get a little lightheaded. You get that little headachy feeling, like, I think I need to eat something. When you're automatically reaching for food because somebody's angered you, or you're happy about something. We celebrate everything in this country, from birth to death, with food. Everything. So stop celebrating food and celebrate the person or the event, or let go with it that way. Because and there's always that voice in your head. We all have it, men and women, and I call it in the book inner bitch. And inner bitch is always telling you you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You don't look well enough. You're not cute. You're not smart. You screwed up today. You're too fat. This shirt looks crappy on you. This tie is awful. My dress doesn't fit well. I can't walk across the street anymore. I'm too old to do something. That is a lie. And when you hear that in your head, that that's a lie that you probably heard in childhood. Probably I'm not a psychiatrist, and I don't go into that in the book, and I say that, but it's probably a childhood voice, a parent, a caregiver, a teacher, somebody who has put that negative thing in your head. And when you hear that you voice, that is not you talking to you. That's them. That's inner bitch.
Person who did something to you.
So you need to say, I can do this. I can do, oh gosh, I ate too much today. Or I overate, but I won't do that again. I can do that, and bring it into yourself. Bring it back to you as a person, and then tell that thing to get lost. I did that. I had to shout at it sometimes, and I've used strong words, sailor bar language with it before too. But you get into you just get it off your back, and you have to do that with practice, just like you do with eating.
We're running out of time, but I just want to say this: we're being exposed to this book at a perfect time, because a lot of us have really gained weight during this COVID.
Yes.
And it's mostly something going on in our head. So what will we find in this book? I hope we'll hear your story.
It's everywhere. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's on paperback audio books. You can get it. You can get Kindle. You can get it through my website, hazeldixoncooper.com. You can follow me on Facebook. So the book is out. It came out January 26th.
Oh, good. Just in time. Thank you. I'm going to put this book on the front page of our website where most people are watching the show right now. People who just
Thank you.
click and they'll order it right from Amazon. But we need you to come back. We didn't have enough time. I have a million questions for you.
I will come back anytime you want me to. I'd love to be on your show again.
And by the way, you can't see what we're seeing, I think, but Michael, our technician, was putting up pictures from the book and pictures of you and
Wonderful.
before and after, and it's just fascinating. I want to hear your whole story, your life story sometime, but we'll have you
Great.
back.
Okay, Mike, I'll be glad to come back.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Okay, by the way, for our viewers, go to hazeldixoncooper.com. Start there, and that'll tell you where to get the book, probably a lot of good ideas, and maybe some of Hazel's story. hazeldixoncooper.com. Thanks, Hazel. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
All righty.